As the game progresses into the medieval age, everyone on the barriers reaches golden. On the other hand, Hungary and Scythia of the Arcanes only gets a normal age. Babylon goes for a free inquiry, whereas everyone else continues to go with pen, brush, and voice. Catherine has finished her intelligence agency and terracotta army, with 2 level 2 spies waiting in the wings. The upcoming Corsa push will put some serious pressure on Hungary. Knowing his dire situation, Hungary has prepared a large number of spearmen, preparing to upgrade into pikes for defense. All Scythia's Griefers squad has been managed to do is pillage 2 farms, with most of the soccer archers and horses getting picked off by the crossbows. Spain is finally sending 2 settlers and 2 builders together to the west coast, preparing to chop out a navy to fight Babylon. For the First World Congress, monarchy gains an extra wild policy spot, an irrelevant +10 for someone's religion, and 2 Diplo favor for Montezuma. Catherine's first group of coursers starts heading out. With a settler in production at the capital, she may be looking forward to forward settling Hungary and organizing a 2-frontal assault. Mari has finished off most of Scythia's units, but some horses still remain lurking around the border, looking for potential gaps in Coupe's defense. Despite finishing cartography, Aztecs elected to wait on the attack, with Yongle having almost no naval presence, probably saving gold for Hungary to defend. France's coursers runs into a brick wall on the west side of Hungary. With generals, the fortified pikemen perform on par with the attacking forces. Montezuma continues to expand, eating up the remaining available spaces on the side, taking full advantage of the Colosseum. Hungary has levied Nazca, hoping to conquer Vilnius with the help of Montezuma. It is quite surprising to see a city-state with no walls in the medieval age. Safe to say they got quite lucky here. Spain has also started to chop out his galleys in the new founded cities, and alarmed Babylon quickly follows suit. Spain chose fertility rites as his pantheon. At turn 55, he remains the only player in the game with a religion, going with the classic Zen meditation and stewardship for non-religious civs. Babylon settles on an island right across from Spain's new city, a clear demonstration of his lack of space. By turn 56, Aztecs has upgraded his galleys, choosing to first attack the city-state of Zanzibar and then pivoting to attack Guangzhou. On turn 58, Spain spreads his navy real thin and steps into Babylon's traders. Not knowing the opponent's detailed strengths, a frightened Babylon quickly deletes his trader. Aztecs, having already taken Zanzibar, are when looking for some new luxuries, but this city sadly does not provide any luxuries from the continent. Hungary's horses have almost died out, leaving the defense task all to the pikemen, but this also destroys most of his potential ability to go on the offense. Seeing that there's little she can do, Scythia has pulled back most of her horses and started to industrialize, probably waiting for a future attack with tanks or helicopters. This breathing window has also allowed Mari to start spamming his unique building and take the Chichen Itza for himself. Spain and Babylon both has finished cartography on turn 60. Due to most of Arcane's gold being used by Hungary, Babylon will likely have the upper hand in the fight. Montezuma has finished square rigging, but with Guangzhou a sitting duck, the gold has been given to most of his teammates in more pressuring situations. Turn 61, France has completed the forward settling, and the swordsman shows that she's ready to go off on Hungary with a Guard Imperial push. Lacking a spy and intelligence agency, Babylon's navy has been actually pushed back to its cities. Yongle has begun his industrial zone setups, reaching his power spike as the cities one by one reach 10 population. Despite that, he seems to have no major advantage compared to any other simming player in the game, and with most of his cities in range of battleships, he seems to be stuck in a pickle. After securing the entire border with pikes, Hungary has relocated all of the remaining horses to Hansa, preparing to surprise Yongle with a Hussar push, doing his best to disrupt the barrier's sim. Montezuma took Isaac Newton, Zhang Qian, and even Haldun. Babylon took the +3 admiral, and Yongle continues to secure all the merchants for himself. On turn 65, realizing that the size of the Spanish navy is too large, Babylon has decided to pull back and start to apply more pressure on the side. But the early fleets of Spain keeps this a stalemate. Surprisingly, Catherine did not wait for her unique unit, attacking with man-at-arms, but somehow, someway, the Hungarian pikemen are able to stack to similar strengths. CivFR founded the second religion of the game, choosing Jesuit education and itinerant preachers, planning to use the faith from the kurgans and delicate arches to speak up her sim. Kupe's rainforest now has some very beautiful tiles. Still, his production remains lower than that of Montezuma's, who will probably need to get his own industrial zones as well. After finishing industrialization, Aztec has circled back to pick up the bottom tech tree, and finally moves out his navy for attack. On turn 67, Spain starts to show the downside of chopping out an entire navy, being heavily outmatched by Babylon in terms of the later production of the navy. Philip did start to build some land units, hoping to push through the choke while the navy still holds on. Aztec's frigates have started to bombard Guangzhou. With the trebuchet defending, Yongle could do very little to stop him. Though superior in strength, the conquistadors are very slow in pushing the choke. In the meantime, Babylon had almost finished mopping up the entirety of Spain's navy, with the two cities next for the taking. Mauri is building the Venetian arsenal, but why? He is a million tiles away from the main naval action. This is a very costly move for just preventing the enemy team from getting it. A very perplexing decision. Mauri gets the third religion, picking Defender of the Faith and Religious Community. This makes it a little bit easier for him to defend against future pushes. On turn 71, Spain goes all in by pushing all of his navy towards Ashuna. Next turn's first moves will decide the city's fate. Montezuma's production has skyrocketed after industrialization, doubling most of his teammates, finishing Kilwa in 3 and the Forbidden City in 5. After a slow grind, Aztec has finally taken Guangzhou, pouring more cold water on the already bad sim of Yongle. On turn 72, the game moves into the Renaissance age. Mauri chose Reform the Coinage and Hungary chose Drumless War, with everybody else getting a normal age. Babylon has successfully defended Ashuna, wiping out the Spanish navy and pushing the conquistadors back. As expected, Catherine's man-at-arms couldn't do little and has retreated to prepare for a Guard Imperial push. Hungary is somehow ahead in tech compared to France, finishing military science in just 3 turns compared to France's 6. Building up more light calves, he is prepared to go all out on a Hazara attack, with the +4 coming from 2 city-states he has seized. With the safety saddle already placed in the original site of Vilnius, he has nothing to worry about. Babylon has taken the first of Spain's west coast cities, deciding to keep it for himself, potentially risking the danger of future liberations. In the Second World Congress, campus buildings are now built faster, Yongle's border no longer expand by culture, and there's 2 extra diplo favor for the Aztecs. Babylon has purchased chariots in the new conquered cities. Very ambitious plan of attack. Let's see whether it pays off or not. CivFR have finally settled a city on the coast, sending out lucrative trade routes to Zanzibar. On turn 75, Babylon has upgraded some knights, and Spain is trying his best to build some as well. These two have fought on land and sea for most of the game. After struggling a bit more than I expected, Montezuma will finally take down Guangzhou. Yongle's decision to only settle 1 city on the coast is a big mistake. He should either settle more or avoid it entirely. Hungary has stacked a significant army in Hansa, and Yongle's current defense will be nowhere near enough. On turn 76, Spain has reached industrialization as well, building half a dozen knights, repelling Babylon's attempt to further his war gains, maybe even taking back the cities. Hungary has finished military science and sues a 3rd city-state with Venice. The more than a dozen Hussars will sweep through Yongle like a locust swarm. The former Spanish cities rebelled before he could retake them, with Babylon conquering them again, so he razed them, leaving his own navy mostly useless unless a future canal can be built. Despite that, Spain's knight will still have their own use. A future amphibious assault against Yongle could be very fruitful. On turn 78, the Hussars reached Changsha. With no siege equipment around, Yongle quickly walls up. Hungary will be looking to pillage as much as possible. Lagging just a few techs behind Hungary, France has also finished military science. The military engineers have already laid out roads. It will be embarrassing if she still cannot finish off Hungary with the overwhelming strength diff. The few muskets in Yongle's land are super overmatched by the Hussars. All they provide is extra culture for Hungary in the Drumless War. Pushing along with the Diplo win condition, Aztecs have started to build the Statue of Liberty, finishing it in 10 turns, and he has built his first holy site, preparing for the Mahabodhi temple. Although he does need to clear land out before he can do it. With Hungary's core army in China, the outdated crossbows and pikemen can do very little against the Guard Imperials. Hungary has made the right choice of doing as much damage as possible to the barriers, since it will be very difficult to defend against the Guard Imperial even with the Hussars. The Hussars are gaining 100 plus gold with every pillage, and have dispersed throughout Yongo's land. Longxi somehow is still building an industrial zone. He's acting as if he's playing Lincoln. Let's see if Hungary can punish Yongle's greediness.